For our latest top 10, we are showing some love to the Championship by looking at all the biggest talking points from England's second division this term. Let's get into it. 10. Norwich City. Where else to start but with champions-elect Norwich City, who responded to relegation from the Premier League by absolutely blowing their competitors away. Even in the Premier League, the Canaries were an attractive outfit. Last year they controlled 50% of possession and let off over 10 shots per game. But with Teemu Pukki their only scorer of note, they found the net just 26 times, the lowest in the division. Thankfully, the Norwich board recognised their excellent foundations and kept Daniel Farke in charge. And but for the loss of Ben Godfrey and Jamal Lewis, the core of their squad stayed the same. Sure enough, the Norfolk outfit have dominated the Championship. 5 points clear of second place Watford with 2 to play, they rank first for shots, possession and pass accuracy. Pukki has scored 25 times, while Emiliano Buendia has been a level above anyone else with 29 goal involvements of his own. In fact, he leads the division for key passes and shot creating actions. Provided Norwich can hold onto their prize assets, then they could be a surprise package of the top flight. Farke will be much better prepared for what's coming. 9. Reading Revolution. Reading have emerged from almost nowhere to boast a selection of the most desirable talents in English football. First up is former Liverpool youngster Ovie Ejaria, who has quickly made a mockery of his £3.7 million price tag. The 23-year-old completes 4.4 key passes and dribbles per game from the centre of midfield, while also chipping in with 2.1 tackles and interceptions. Meanwhile, Portuguese playmaker Lucas João has lit up the Majeski with 27 goal involvements. But arguably the lucrative jewel in the Royals' crown is French sensation Michael Olise. In double figures for assists, the 19-year-old has been performing 3.7 shots and key passes per 90, and is the second most fouled player in the side after Ejaria. A product of the Manchester City youth team, the teenage winger looks destined for a return to the big time. That is a fate already befallen of English fullback Omar Richards, who stunned everyone by signing with Bayern Munich ahead of this summer. Though it's surprising to see the 23-year-old make such a leap, it gives an indication of what to expect ahead of a busy transfer window in Berkshire. 8. Harvey Elliott. Michael Olise isn't the only youth product making waves in the Championship. Swansea City defender Ben Cabango has been fast-tracked into the Welsh national side, while Stoke City centre-half Harry Suter is heavily linked with West Ham. However, none of them are younger than Harvey Elliott, Blackburn's maverick midfield teenager on loan from Liverpool. In February, a tribunal ruled that the Reds had to pay Fulham a record fee of up to £4.3 million for the then 16-year-old. A hefty amount, but the Cottagers had wanted over double that, and after his performances for Blackburn, it's easy to see why. No teammate betters his 2.3 key passes per 90, while he also completes 2.4 shots and dribbles per 90. His 5 assists for the excellent Adam Armstrong is the third strongest relationship in the Championship, and a call up to the England under-21s looks inevitable. £4.3 million suddenly looks like a small price to pay for a player of Elliott's quality, and with his career only just beginning, Liverpool have every reason to be excited. 7. Wednesday Woes. The Championship is one of the most competitive and cutthroat divisions around, a place where giants can gamble millions on promotion only to sleepwalk into relegation. This season that side has been Sheffield Wednesday. The third oldest professional club in England, Wednesday are a staple of the Football League, and while they haven't been in the top flight since the turn of the century, consecutive playoff appearances up to 2017 suggested it was only a matter of time. But since then they have struggled to kick on, culminating in an impending fall to League One. The Yorkshire outfit have been toothless all season, losing 23 times and only scoring 37 to sit just above lowly Wycombe at the bottom. No side manages fewer shots on target than the Owls, while their top scorer is Josh Windass on 9. To make matters worse, Gary Monk and Tony Pulis have both been fired. There is still a chance they could survive, but should they fall, the one positive is that in Darren Moore they have a man capable of rescuing their decline. 6. Wayne Rooney. Derby County made headlines with their decision to hand Wayne Rooney his first taste of management. After Philip Cocu was fired with the club bottom of the table, Rooney became interim coach as part of a 4-man team. The Rams subsequently rose out of the relegation zone, leading to Wazza being handed the full-time job on January the 15th. It also triggered his official playing retirement, ending a legendary career that saw him capture 5 Premier League titles, a Champions League, and become England and Manchester United's all-time top scorer. But how has the 35-year-old got on since then? Truth be told, 2021 hasn't been that kind to Rooney. After winning 6 of his first 9 games in sole charge, Derby have slumped to 9 losses from 13, emerging victorious just once. Failed to beat Swansea in their penultimate match, and there is a real possibility of either Rotherham or Sheffield Wednesday plunging them into crisis. In fairness to the former Everton star, only 5 other teams face fewer shots than Derby, and he will need a transfer window to shake up the squad. But whether he will be given that opportunity come the summer remains to be seen. 5. Ricoh Return. It may not kick off until next season, but Coventry City's return to Ricoh Arena is huge news. Over the past decade, Coventry's owners CISU Capital have endured an uneasy relationship with ACL, the landlords at the Ricoh. As a result, the Sky Blues have been forced onto the road, playing at Northampton Town for the 2013-14 season, and spending the last 2 campaigns ground sharing with Birmingham City at St Andrews. This has caused understandable anger from Coventry fans, unhappy at seeing their club play about 40 minutes outside of their city. However, back in March, it was announced that Coventry City had agreed a 10-year ground share with rugby union outfit Wasps that will return the Championship strugglers to the Ricoh. Not only that, they confirmed plans for the construction of a new stadium, with a clause in their agreement letting them move into their new ground upon completion. So after years of uncertainty, Coventry's future is secure, and in the meantime the delighted fans can finally call the Ricoh home once more. 4. Woodgate's Redemption. Jonathan Woodgate will be the first to admit his maiden shot at management was a disaster. In June 2019, he rose to the hot seat at Middlesbrough, but a year later was fired when turned on by smoggy supporters following a dismal 22% win rate. Finding a new project after this was never going to be easy, yet in February 2021 he joined Jason Tindall's backroom staff at Bournemouth. Only 2 days later and Woodgate was promoted to caretaker manager following Tindall's own dismissal. This was only meant to be on a temporary basis, with a whole host of names including Thierry Henry and Wagner linked with the Cherries. But after 12 wins in 19 games, more victories than Woodgate managed at Borough in 25 fewer attempts, the former Real Madrid star is making a strong claim of his own for the job. Despite notable squad absences, Woodgate has been credited with developing a real cohesiveness among the South Coasters, and found ways to win ugly. A spot in the playoffs is now secure. So even if they do miss out on promotion, Woodgate looks redeemed, and well set for another shot on the touchline. 3. Booming Barnsley. We simply cannot ignore the incredible rise of Barnsley. The Tykes are in touching distance of reaching the playoffs, having finished no higher than 14th in the Championship in over 20 years, even dropping to League One on 3 separate occasions. So how have they turned things around? Since the Pacific Media Group took control in 2017, Barnsley have adopted a data-driven approach to business. Recruitment is low cost and youth focused, with players needing to fit their high-intensity Gegenpress philosophy. One such example is 22-year-old utility defender Callum Britton, signed for a minimal fee from MK Dons back in October, only to shine with 5 assists this term. Meanwhile, striker Cauley Woodrow is consistently their oldest starting player at 26. These changes are clearly bearing fruit, but their manager Valerian Ismail has arguably been the real catalyst to their success. He arrived from Austrian outfit LASK in October to find Barnsley rock bottom with 3 points from 6 games, but since then he has won a massive 62% of matches available. The Frenchman has worked tactical wonders to prevent any late season burnout, getting the best out of a previously unheralded squad. Helped Barnsley reach the Premier League, and Ishmael's name will never be forgotten at the Oakwell Stadium. 2. Zisco. Watford's decision to sack Vladimir Ivic in December felt like more of the same from the trigger-happy Pozzo family. Ivic had been afforded 22 games, and while they only won 9 times, they were still 5th. After the chaos that saw Xavi Garcia, Quique Sanchez Flores and Nigel Pearson all moved on the season before, Hornets supporters had every reason to be concerned. The arrival of former Valencia winger Zisco did little to calm those fears, considering the Spaniards' only managerial experience was 11 games in charge of Dynamo Tbilisi in Georgia. They might have won their first division under his watch, but that was still hardly the credentials for a club with Premier League ambitions. However, clearly the Pozzos had done their research, as a massive 68% win rate has got Watford back to the Premier League. Zisco's attacking style and switch to a 4-3-3 has got the best out of their highly talented squad, while his man management has been hailed for dramatically improving the mood at Vicarage Road. For such a wild-card appointment, Zisco has been a spectacular success. The 40-year-old's prize will be a turn at management on the biggest stage of all. 1. Ivan Toney. For all Emiliano Buendia's brilliance, it's hard to look past Ivan Toney as the Championship Player of the Season. The Englishman has been simply electric for the Bees since signing from Peterborough for an initial £5 million last summer. In total, he has scored a massive 29 times and will have his eyes on Glenn Murray's record of 30 goals in a single Championship season. Although 8 of Toney's haul have come from the spot, he still tops the charts for non-penalty goals, yet only ranks 8th for shots per 90 with 3. Ultimately, the 25-year-old has been incredibly clinical, scoring 2 out of his 5 efforts on target. But there is so much more to his game than goals. Toney has provided 10 assists, completes 1.1 key passes, and wins 3.4 aerial duels per 90, and he is the 4th most fouled player in the division. Toney is primed for the Premier League, so if Brentford don't achieve promotion, then someone will surely come for him. When they do, his fee could beat the £28 million Aston Villa paid for his predecessor Ollie Watkins. Toney has arguably eclipsed the heights the England international reached during his time in West London. So those were our 10 biggest stories to come out of the Championship season. However, it's not over just yet. Who do you guys think will win the playoffs? Let me know in the comments below, and any other stories that we've missed out in England's second division. If you enjoyed this video, then click on screen for more, and as always guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.